Oh my God! Who are you?
Why, Tony, you don't recognize your old pal Justy?
Oh my God, Justin Silverman!
I've come from the future, from March 2020, and I've come back in time to tell you how Animal Crossing isn't really that good.
Oh, I think you screwed up. You're in 2021, February 2021.
Oh, I went in the fucking future.
Yeah.
Huh, that's a bummer. But at least it's been over a year since Cyberpunk 2077 came out in, what was that, April 2020? How'd that go?
Well, it came out a little bit later than that.
Oh, they pushed it back like a couple months?
Yeah, you could say that. It was met with mixed reviews.
Oh, that's a shame.
We have it in the other store if you want to play it.
And we're still on the set, so I guess rental reviews is going great. Did the rest of 2020 work out pretty good?
Let me get you up to speed. We'll be right back.
It's time to hack the movies. Today, we're talking about tapes with Tony and Justin.
Talking about tapes.
Well, Justin, we're here to talk about Johnny Mnemonic, written by William Gibson, who people say is the godfather of cyberpunk.
Sure.
Yes, what do you want to tell me about him? I know you're a big cyberpunk guy. You're real excited for that disaster of a game that was unfinished. You were really, really, really looking forward to that mess.
Probably one of the biggest gaming disappointments of my life.
Oh, good.
Next, Mafia 3 is also a big one.
Yeah. There was less hype for Mafia 3, I feel.
Yeah, but I like that series a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't mind gushing about Cyberpunk for a second.
Okay, go.
All right. Cyberpunk's name actually comes from a 1980 short story title, but the 2077 game is based on a tabletop RPG like D&D, but it's not actually based on that short story for whatever reason. You know, Cyberpunk is like pessimism versus science fiction's optimism, if that makes sense. You know, the higher the tech, the lower society goes morally. Corporations versus people that gobble them up, losing individuality in the digital age. It's all about that kind of stuff. The genre started in the 1970s, but it really came to a head in the 1980s with Blade Runner, which you've reviewed.
Which I've reviewed with you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's based on the Philip K. Dick book. Pretty much without Philip K. Dick and William Gibson, you wouldn't have the genre, really.
I know William Gibson. He wrote 2 episodes of The X-Files.
Yeah.
Kill Switch, and then the one, I forget the name, the one where like there's a VR game and like an AI girl in the game starts killing people.
Oh, that's where like
First person shooter.
They're in the VR suits.
Yeah. That one's pretty good. I recently read the audio book that was based off his Alien 3 script, and it's terrible. Say what you will about Alien 3, his script was awful.
You're big on Alien 3.
I am big on Alien 3, and everyone should YouTube search Alien 3.
You want people to YouTube search Alien 3 right after watching this?
Yes. I would love if we could get Alien 3 to trend on YouTube's search results, justifying it for us to review in the future. But anyway, keep going.
Anyway, to keep talking about, Blade Runner especially, that had the cityscapes, the neo-noir detective story, soulless corporations, empathetic androids, which led into all the other 80s cyberpunk stuff that we like RoboCop, Running Man, Akira, Trancers. You guys talked about
that. I love Trancers. Trancers is a hidden gem. You should check that out.
Terminator, and of course something like Shadowrun, which is a big tabletop thing as well. Yeah. That led into the 90s, where you got Ghost in the Shell, Lawnmower Man, which a lot of the graphics in Johnny Mnemonic really look like.
I was getting a lot of Lawnmower Man flashbacks.
Battle Angel Alita. James Cameron's big on the genre, considering Terminator. Of course, you got Free Jack. We have the comics here.
Ooh, is that Martin Sheen?
No, it's Emilio Estevez.
Oh, it's Emilio Estevez? Well, whoever drew it made him look like Martin Sheen.
Yeah, it's... Free Jack fucking sucks. But Free Jack is cyberpunk.
Okay.
So, it gets that. Let's see what else was there in the 90s. Demolition Man, Super Mario Brothers, the movie is technically cyberpunk.
Highlander 2, The Quickening, has a bunch of cyberpunk stuff in it.
Hackers, especially, and even though Deus Ex is in 2000, I'll lump it in with the 90s.
Okay.
But then you have Johnny Mnemonic from 1995. it was probably like I was 11 when it came out, and this was definitely my first cyberpunk experience.
I love that you didn't name drop The Matrix in all of that.
Well, we're going to talk about The Matrix later because it's
that's
also Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Do you like my Johnny Mnemonic action figure here? I don't remember this part in the movie where he jumped up in the air. I assume that's a Johnny Mnemonic action figure.
Is that from fucking Reloaded?
No, Revolution.
Yeah. Sorry, I always confuse those.
Yeah, so I guess we're talking about the, or did you have more, or?
No, just that Johnny Mnemonic, as you said, it was a William Gibson book, who also wrote Neuromancer. With Neuromancer and Blade Runner and Shadowrun, those are some of the bigger things. But this genre fucking rocks.
Yeah. I really like it. This movie, however, despite the fact Mike McKay from WBTV, CBS, and Charlotte said it was a pulse-pounding cyber slam, I think
a pulse-pounding cyber
that's what it says. This movie is a dud. It's directed by Robert Longo, who was known for directing
music videos.
Sure.
He was a painter and sculptor in New York. He still is.
Right.
And he pretty much got together with William Gibson, says, hey, I would like to make a short black and white movie based on your book, Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, they wanted to make like an art film on a small budget of like $1.5 million, and nobody would fund it. They were like, we'll give you $30 million. Give us a big blockbuster.
Yeah, Columbia's like, well, we're going to use this as a Keanu Reeves vehicle because Speed did so well in 1994. And mind you, 1995 sucked for action movies.
Yeah, what came out then?
I got it here. Let's see. You got Waterworld, Judge Dredd, which, mind you, this was the year of movies that suck, but they're like, guilty pleasures.
Waterworld did make its budget back.
Yeah, well, so did this, but
Waterworld changed the way movies were distributed.
Yeah,
because they opened everywhere because they had to, instead of doing good in one territory and then moving.
and the other funny thing is Keanu Reeves. It was originally supposed to be Val Kilmer in Johnny Mnemonic. He's on the original poster.
Yeah,
but instead he decided he held out until he got the part of for Batman Forever, and that came out the same year and also bombed.
No, that Batman Forever didn't bomb.
It did okay, but it sucked. Well,
no, it did.
It didn't suck. It's Batman Forever.
Well, it did way better than Batman Returns. Batman Forever was a hit.
Batman and Robin made money. Oh, yeah.
Batman and Robin was
that's true.
Dud, yeah.
Actually, Batman Forever, well, yeah, but that's not, the best action movie of the year was probably...
Yeah, I'm thinking of 1995
It was Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah.
95, yeah.
Yeah.
And, Casino is really good. It was my favorite movie of the year, but that wasn't...
I don't think
that's not an action
movie.
What the hell else came out that year? Oh, and GoldenEye.
Oh, GoldenEye's good. Yeah, GoldenEye and Die Hard 3. That's
so it was a good year. It was a great year for comedies, especially for Chris Farley.
Yes,
but it was a bad year for action movies, and Johnny Mnemonic was one of those.
Yeah, I don't even consider this an action, but I know there's action in it, but it's so lackluster. So we're doing this movie because it's very timely. Well, we missed it by a few weeks, but this movie takes place in January 2021.
Yes.
And just tell me about the opening crawl of this movie. Is there anything that might relate to the current climate?
Well, they're talking about epidemics.
Oh.
They bring up the info war.
Yes, the info wars. There's multiple info wars.
It's all about corporations taking things over.
Oh.
Like the Google Corporation. This episode's currently
on their platform. Yeah. The opening crawl, it's like, hey, all this shit's gonna happen in 2021.
Yeah, they're right.
But yeah, so there's some kind of virus that's going around that's related to technology. I guess because people are implanting stuff and...
Well, Henry Rollins later in the movie explains it that just because of all the...
Henry Rollins from Wrong Turn 2, Dead End?
Henry Rollins from the Henry Rollins Band.
Henry Rollins from Jack Frost, the Family One?
He was in a lot of movies for not being a fucking actor.
Welcome to the apocalypse.
But yes, you get NFS, nerve.
No, it's NAS, I think.
Oh, NAS.
Yeah.
Nervous attenuation syndrome or something.
Something like that.
It gives you the black shakes.
Yes.
So instead of the black plague, you get the black shakes. Whereas in Deus Ex, you get the gray death. So it's all about corporations controlling the disease.
Yeah.
And they have the cure, but we'll talk about that later. But so the corporations have this horrifying. Well, I'm not sure if the corporations created the disease or if they're just profiting off it continuing. And
I think that's what it is.
And they're they're people are paying them as they're slow rolling the antidote.
Yeah.
But
we get introduced to our main character, John Smith, which is probably a fake name.
yeah, Johnny.
He gets into an argument with Udo Kier after he kicks out his prostitute girlfriend because she went to go get ice, but they have ice. But what ice was she talking about?
No, she was definitely talking about frozen ice.
Oh.
But in the movie, they talk about ice and black ice, ice being like a hacking term. I forgot what the hell it stands for, but it's for hacking software.
But yeah, he talks to Udo Kier because he runs information for people.
Yeah, he's like a, what the hell do you call it?
A courier?
No, Johnny, who we're just gonna call him Johnny Mnemonic. That's his
he's
fucking
a
name.
mnemonic is what he is, right?
He's a mnemonic courier because he
Right.
takes information.
Yeah.
Because he has an implant in his head and it goes into his brain. I'm not sure if they use the memory of his brain to hold the data or if it's a device itself. I think it's the device itself.
Yeah, no, because he mentions how he wants like his brain like restored, and
Which means that the memories from the implant that they put in or out, they live somewhere.
I think so. Yeah.
Mind you, the movie, memory wasn't really figured out in 1995. Like a lot of brain technology happened, considering like Elon Musk has Neuralink now and they're fucking with the brain and trying to, put neural lace in your head so you can communicate with machines and all this kind of shit. That wasn't the case back then. But no, you cannot put binary data into your head so it's kind of weird. We can talk about that later. But Udo Kier's character is he gives people jobs.
Pretty much, yeah.
What the hell do you call that?
A pimp? I don't know.
He's an information pimp.
He's an information pimp.
Yeah.
But yeah, he basically says you got to go get this information from these guys. Keanu Reeves goes to a hotel after going through a riot. He ends up at a hotel.
In beautiful Beijing. Beautiful smog-ridden.
Beautiful
rioting.
Horrible matte shot Beijing.
Yeah.
It looks worse than a bad Godzilla movie.
Well, they really rushed the CG on this movie because they had to get it out in time.
Yeah. But on his way up to the room, TV gets hacked by Ice-T. So we get to see a little bit of Ice-T in the
That's
very
another
beginning.
ice.
Yeah,
You have actual ice. You have ice.
She was going to get iced tea.
She's going to get iced tea. Iced tea hot off a... Wait, when did Tank Girl... Tank Girl came out before this.
I think so, yeah.
So hot off of being a kangaroo man in Tank Girl while doing SVU.
We find out that Johnny can hold up to 80 gigs of information in his head, but then he upgrades it to like 160 or something, or 300 something.
Yeah, he has a doubler.
Yes.
Which doesn't make sense.
No.
I don't know how it increases. Maybe it encroaches on this brain space or whatever.
I don't know.
And it brings his 80 gigabyte capacity to 160 gigabytes.
Right.
Mind you, the cameras this is recording on are recording at like 1 terabyte fucking cards.
Yeah.
So they kind of got that wrong. But I think the whole gist was, you have this wet work installed brain because then you can no one can scan it. Like they show it being scanned later and they think it's like a
dyslexia thing, which apparently Keanu Reeves actually has.
Oh.
But it's like a device in your head that helps you.
Yeah, like a metal plate, helps
There's devices like that now that help people who are colorblind, like they recognize like color and stuff. So they got that kind of right.
Yeah, so basically he has that thing in his head and he needs to have enough data for this. And mind you, this is his one last job.
Yes.
Because he'll have enough money, which is I think it's $1,005,000 to get this thing taken out and get his brain restored so he can be back to normal. Why did he take this job? I don't know. He seems like an asshole later in the movie. Like, I don't feel bad for him.
Yeah, he's very unlikable, I guess, because we don't know who he is and he doesn't know who he is. But it's not like we go on this journey where we find out.
And mind you, the book's a lot different and they omit a lot and they added...
they added stuff from a different book. Like the Johnny Mnemonic, I think it was like a short story. So I heard they pulled from like a completely different Gibson book.
Yeah.
And try to merge those two.
Yeah, because I know Gibson pretends like he never made this script or they...
Yeah, he says, according to him, this is not the script that he wrote. That's what he said. Who knows if it's true or not.
Yeah, so he has 160 gigabytes to work with.
Yes. And then he gets into the room with all the scientists who are going to give him the information. He pretends to deliver them a pizza as like a joke.
Yeah, and they all have machine guns pointed to him.
Yeah,
and he
this is
decided
like
to make a joke.
There's like weird comedy in this that does not land at all.
Double cheese anchovies?
You are Mr.
Smith.
Well, they say it's 360 gigs, and he's like, "Do you have enough space?" And he's like, "Sure."
I think it was 320, but yes.
320, yeah, but he doesn't have enough space.
And I always thought that was funny because when I was in college in like 2006 area, I had a portable hard drive, which was huge at the time. And it was 320 gigabytes. And all my animation files, because I went to school for animation and film and stuff, were on that.
Did you plug it into your head?
No, it was fucking Firewire.
Oh,
I hated that.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah. But yeah, so that, like, I was like, wow, 320 gigs. Like,
No, I had a 500 gig one. I was like, whoa.
yeah.
It looked like a mouse droid from like fucking Star Wars. But they explain how they're going to give him the information. It's like weird how they put it in him and then he has to look at 3 images that'll help decode it.
They have the information that gets beamed in through a thing in his head.
A plug in his head. He plugs something into his head.
Yeah. He jacks in.
Yeah, he jacks into the net.
And then he wears a VR headset thing that also, I guess, transmits the data through his eyes, or they also surf cyberspace in this movie in that world, so maybe it's something like that. But with the code is basically the 3 images when the one guy clicks on the TV, those 3 images get imprinted on the data. And so when he goes to Newark, because he's in Beijing, when he goes to Newark and he sits down and they get the information out of him, that's like the password for the information.
Yeah. But it's not that easy.
No.
Because we have evil businessmen coming for him.
The Yakuza.
The Yakuza, who are all wearing long black trench coats, which...
Predates the Matrix.
There's a lot of Matrix stuff in this.
Well, a lot of that came from like Tokyo streetwear and culture at the time.
Yeah. So they show up.
Yeah.
First he puts the information in, and then it's too much. They mention how there's seepage, like
synaptic seepage.
Yeah, like the information will like leak over into other memories and stuff.
It'll kill him.
Yeah. So he starts bleeding in the bathroom, and he decides to do Tai Chi because Tai Chi was very big at the time. Like I think we said Roadhouse, Die Hard 2. There was a lot.
Right, because they put all the information in his head while the bad guys are coming to kill the scientists who are stealing this data. Right. And he goes in the bathroom, and this scene when he comes out is very reminiscent of the trailer and one of the scenes in Cyberpunk 2077. Because I was playing Cyberpunk 2077, which is, after all the patches and stuff, it's fine. It's not what it was promised, but it's fine. But there's so much lifted from this movie specifically, and that scene is like in the movie where he goes in the bathroom and then comes out and he gets beat up.
That I don't get excited for video games, so I'm never disappointed like that.
Yeah. You get disappointed for movies.
I do. Yeah, actually, you know what? At this stage of my life, no. I've been burned so many times. I'm like, probably suck. And then I'm always happy when it doesn't.
Yeah. So anyway, the bad guys come.
So they kill everyone. And then the one guy has like laser floss.
Yes.
Which is cool, which is attached to his finger. It's like he takes the nail off and it's like a laser wire.
Yeah, you find out later because he's a Yakuza guy. I guess he had to chop off his own finger in like, because they do that, like, oh, you're being a dick, show you're remorseful, chop off your finger. And then he replaced it with a laser wire, which in Cyberpunk 2077, when they're ripping things off, they call it the mono wire. Mind you, that might be from the tabletop game. I'm not sure. I only played it a few times.
Maybe they got it from Solo, a Star Wars story, because I'm pretty sure, what's his face? Paul Bettany had laser wires, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he?
He had something.
Who can remember that movie? Johnny gets away in the worst disguise I've ever seen. Like it's so dumb when
he puts on long hair and gets in a blue Madeline style outfit.
Yeah, he does look like
Madeline.
And he heads off to Newark.
Beautiful Newark, New
Jersey, the free city of Newark.
Newark is one of the crown cities of New Jersey. It's Newark, it's Jersey City, it's Camden, it's Atlantic City, and it's Trenton. All beautiful.
What about Hoboken?
Hoboken's that's kind of like that's like New York, But yeah, I remember I went to a video game concert because my good pal Brenofloss was there.
Oh, good.
And it was a video games live. Like Tommy Tallarico has like the
guy who's making that console.
Yeah.
With the Earthworm Jim game exclusive. Did that come out yet?
Not yet. The Amico.
Yeah.
In television, but anyway, they had the band there, and they do video games live, and they have an orchestra, and they play video game music. And the parking garage closed on us, me and the guy from Underbelly, Frank. Yeah. So we spent the entire night, December 30th, like right before New Year's, in Newark in the freezing cold with snow everywhere, and the city like like that's a city, and that's like New York or Jersey City where it doesn't sleep and there's bars and stuff open.
Yeah.
It was dead.
Oh, God.
And we're just stuck there.
That sucks.
And I was like, this is like Johnny Mnemonic.
Did you run into Ice-T?
I did not run into Ice-T.
Darn. We find out that there's a company called Pharmacom, and all I can think of is Siphon Filter because the evil company in that is Farcom. So
I hate Siphon Filter.
You shut up. I like to think that my good friend Richard Ham was coming up with the story for Siphon Filter, and William Gibson stopped by the office and saw the name and stole it from Richard Ham, much like Kojima stole a lot of ideas from Siphon Filter and then rushed them out first. But in
No, I think that it's just the pharmacy company, Pharmacom. It's the most simplest fucking name.
Nope, he stole it. Then we meet the leader of this branch is Takahashi Kitano.
お悔やみ申し上げます。
てめえ何言ってんだ。全然わかんねえよ。英語で話せ。
Battle Royale Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. He was in the Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson.
That's also Cyberpunk.
That is very Cyberpunk.
A Violent Cop, Outrage is amazing. He's a good director as well.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he's in this, because we were talking about like that's a weird get for a 90s American movie.
And a lot of the shooting revolved around him because he was only available for 3 days over 3 months or something. So that must have sucked.
Yeah, he does look a little different toward the end. Yeah, so we find out that his daughter has died.
Of NAS.
The
Black Shakes.
And he knows that Johnny has taken information from the company, and he's instructed like the Yakuza to go after him.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what the information is.
He doesn't know what it is. He's out of the loop on that, but he just knows it's very important.
Yeah, they never say he's a CEO. He's just
I think he's the leader of that branch.
Yeah, in Newark.
Yes,
It's Pharmacom.
He's Pharmacom Newark.
Number one guy at Pharmacom Newark.
Like how there's Nintendo of America, there's Pharmacom of Newark.
The Free City.
The Free City of Newark, yes. Yeah. So Johnny is catching on that he might have been set up with this information, and then we get to see Udo Kier's club, which looks awful. I think at one point we saw it looks like there's like trash bags on the floor and stuff. We meet Henry Rollins. Wrong Turn 2's only Henry Rollins, just trying his best to act in this movie.
With his thick-ass glasses.
Yeah. And Dina Meyer?
Dina Meyer.
Yeah. This is her first big film.
Yeah.
Right before Dragonheart. I forgot we had Dragonheart.
Yeah, and then, of course, Starship Troopers.
Diz.
From now on, she's Diz, by the way. We're just going to call her Diz.
She was also Batgirl.
Yeah. And also, Henry Rollins is one of the only people where you have to say his full name when you
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dina Meyer, she apparently wants to be Udo Kier's bodyguard.
And you can tell because she's wearing chainmail the entire movie.
Right.
No bra, just chainmail.
Chainmail.
That must feel great.
And she like hates his current bodyguards, and she has like cybernetic.
Yeah, it's like RuPaul and some chick.
RuPaul and some chick, and she has like cybernetic implants. And she's like, I'm gonna be a better. So she tries to prove herself to Udo Kier, but she has the black shakes. Because like she's just been jacked up too much.
Yeah.
They make fun of her, and she's like, one day I'll be your bodyguard. I don't know why she wants to be his bodyguard.
Yeah, it seems like a shitty job.
I'm like, are there other people?
Well, no,
bodyguards for other people.
She doesn't want to be his. She doesn't want to be his bodyguard. She's like, oh, you can get me a better job somewhere. She just needs work.
Oh, okay.
Because the more she can work, the more she can get jacked up. I guess if you just keep jacking your system, you can fight the black shakes. And Spider, who is Henry Rollins, is the street doc that helps her out.
Okay. Yeah, Spider, right. His name is Spider.
He's Spider.
Johnny is going to meet his informant. He's being watched by Ice-T. And some kid who looks like the kid from Stargate, but I forget if it's the kid from Stargate.
I don't think it could be, but
I'll put it here if he's the kid from Stargate.
But his name is Toad.
Yeah, Toad.
I don't know why.
Two Cyberpunk films with a character named Toad, just a few years apart.
Or it's like the Matrix. That's Mouse.
So Johnny walks in, he meets a cowboy.
Yes.
And he realizes, he sees Baldy. We forgot to mention Baldy.
Yeah.
Is there like a payoff to this? Because when he fought the people in Beijing, he knocks out Baldy, and he's like, "Good night, Baldy."
Baldy gets knocked out in Beijing, but gets up and fights him again.
Yeah,
and then you see him in Newark all of a sudden.
Yes, because he's there to like rip the stuff out of his head.
Yeah, they want to cut off his head. Him and the cowboy.
Right,
and then the Ice-T, who's over the dead body of Toad,
Because Baldy kills Toad on accident.
Yeah, Baldy's going to kill Ice-T now, like, I'm going to get you. And Johnny knocks out Baldy again, and then you never see Baldy the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be like a recurring gag.
There are...
Like,
there's so many bad guys in this movie, it's kind of weird.
Like Blade. The guy, the redhead in Blade.
Oh, he keeps coming back.
He keeps coming back. There's a Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. There's the crazy bald guy in that you keep thinking is dying, but he keeps coming back. So I thought that's what they were setting up for, and then they just didn't, which is stupid.
But then now Johnny and Ice-T are frenemies.
Yeah, they talk for a bit, and then Ice-T does a Batman where he disappears as the guy was distracted, which I thought was pretty fun.
Yeah, like Johnny's holding a gun to him because he doesn't know he's his friend not, and he's like, "Oh, who are you?" He's like, "Oh, my name's what the hell's his name in this?"
It's like J-Bone.
Oh, J-Bone.
J-Bone.
Yeah. By the way, I used to work at a graphic design shop where there's 4 guys named Justin. So the boss's son gave himself his own nickname, which was J-Bone, and I was like, "You can't give yourself your own nickname." And J-Bone?
Yeah,
that's like
stupid.
Seinfeld. Like, I'm T-Bone.
Yeah, people used to call me T-Bone once in a while, but I never
calling you T-Bone.
Yeah, I never picked T-Bone.
Yeah. But anyway, J-Bone lives in heaven, and heaven is, I guess they took one of the bridges in Newark and turned it into the low-tech base.
Yeah.
So he points behind him, like, over here, and Johnny turns with the gun, like, huh? And they turns around.
And in the awful match shot where it's like cropped out like poorly and it's so bad.
And like you said, he turns around and Ice-T has, J-Bone.
Yeah. Has disappeared.
Has disappeared.
Like Batman.
Yeah.
You know what my version of heaven is?
Not in Newark?
Liking and sharing and subscribing to my channel. Here's how you can follow Hack the Movies on all its different platforms. First, you gotta jack into the net.
Holy shit, I'm jacking in.
Oh, yeah. So when you go to YouTube, you click that subscribe button. But you're not done yet, because you also have to click the bell to get notifications.
If you don't click the bell, you're not subscribed at all.
Justin, hold on, I bumped the mic. Justin, do you like bonus content from your favorite creators?
Yes, I do, Tony. I love bonus content from my favorite creators.
Well, if you surf on over to patreon.com/hackthemovie, you get cool bonus vlogs, commentary tracks, and a bunch of other cool stuff. It's great.
That sounds fucking great. Oh, shit. That sounds fucking great, Tony.
Justin, do you like porn?
No.
Well, if you did, you could go over to onlyfans.com/hackthemovie and see all the sexiest pics of me.
I think you went too far with the bit.
So Johnny's pissed, and he goes to Udo Kier and just beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck, dude?
But Johnny gets taken out by one of the lady bodyguards.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a good fighter.
Yeah, RuPaul throws him into...
Was it RuPaul who did it?
RuPaul throws him into a bathroom stall, and Udo cries like, you hit him in the head? Like, they're trying not to hurt his head.
Yeah, it's like, could you not? Not the head, not the head. That's like the most important part.
And he hit that thing really hard. Like, it's a bathroom stall, but it's like black and diamond plated. It's awesome.
And the Yakuza guy is there, and he's just ready to rip that head open. Like, he's good to go.
They have a cryo tank to store the head.
Yeah, and he's like trying to bargain with them, and they're just ignoring him. But then Dina Meyer shows up.
Oh yeah, she later she goes in the bathroom, crawls up in the vent like fucking Solid Snake, and drops down right on top of the operating table. That was pretty awesome, actually. And then decides to fight them. And Johnny's like, "Hey, I'll give you 20 grand to save me." And she's like, "Well, how about 50?" Like they're negotiating,
right,
while fighting. She has that weird whip thing. With the metal, like it's scary.
Yeah, that was stupid. Udo Kier gets killed.
Right.
The Yakuza guy slices up Udo Kier into 3 pieces. It doesn't look.
That scared me as a kid.
It doesn't look as good as Final Destination 2, but it doesn't look as bad as Wrong Turn 3. It's right in the middle.
Which is weird. Okay, so Dina Meyer, Diz, incapacitates RuPaul. By just slicing RuPaul's hand.
Yeah.
The Yakuza guy gets knocked out by the grate, but then gets back up. And for some reason, he gets mad at Udo Kier and slices him. And Udo Kier's like, "Oh, you almost hurt me, or you almost got me killed." And then he slices him in 3. But then a second later, he's running around with the lady bodyguard. Shouldn't the lady bodyguard shouldn't she have shot him dead for killing her master guy?
I mean, once he's dead, what loyalty do you have?
That's true.
I wouldn't have recruited her because it's like, wow, he did a really bad job of being a bodyguard.
But why'd he kill Udo Kier? He was on his side. I know he was pissed off or whatever, but that's why he's a bad Yakuza.
So as they're fleeing, they get helped by J-Bone, Ice-T.
Yeah, they're running through the set of Escape from New York.
Yes, and it's like a stalemate between like the gang and the Yakuza, and they let them get away.
That's my favorite part. Is like I love when the Yakuza guy and the bodyguard girl come up, and then J-Bone and the boys pop up all their guns. I'm like, that's cool. But then the Yakuza guys come in the back like, hey,
we're here too.
Like they're gonna die. Like they're like, hey.
But when they get to the sewer, because they bought him time, they're in the sewer. They're like arguing, and Johnny has like a seizure basically because his brain, he's having that seepage.
And you start seeing flashbacks of when like he's 7 years old and like his childhood memories are trying to resurface. I guess that's supposed to be the synaptic seepage.
Yeah, and if that wasn't weird enough, Kitano gets a weird vision from a ghost lady in the machine.
Which they even call a ghost.
Yeah, they literally call it Ghost in the Machine.
It's a ghost in the shell.
She basically tells him like, "Hey, Pharmacom is against you," and then it plays a video of his dead daughter. He's like real upset about that.
Yeah, and at the same time, the Pharmacom ice breaking guys are trying to like get her to go away.
Yeah. And then of course we need Johnny is telling Dina Meyer basically like how his brain works. He's like, yeah, I need more information, so I got rid of all my childhood memories. It's just like, well, that's pretty fucked up. But he needs a computer.
I want to get online. I need a computer.
This is the part of the movie, I think Kieran brought this up to me before as well, where this is like, it shouldn't have been Keanu Reeves. It should have been Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage in this would have been way more entertaining.
Yeah, like you know, people like deep fake other actors in movies and stuff. Like they put like, you know, I just saw one that came out recently where they put Mel Gibson in the Mad Max Fury Road kind of thing. Yeah. Someone needs to deep fake this and like redo the voice and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, you know, honestly, just remake this movie nowadays with the CG it deserves and just put Nicolas Cage in it. Fuck
it. Fuck it. Why not? He's doing that Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff movie. Yeah. He'll do it. But yeah, so he needs a computer because he needs to get like information or something. What does he need to do? He needs to figure out how he can get the stuff out of his head.
Yeah, he wants to like make contact with certain people. He wants to like, he's not really sure what to do.
Yeah, so they break into some room.
It's like Bob's Computer World or something.
Yeah, and it's just like techno babble, like off the wall.
Yeah, he's like, I need a Silo 9 gloves and a tech set head.
He needs an iPhone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure an iPhone is what he puts on his head. But
but it's funny that he sasays the word iPhone.
I need an iPhone. And what's funny on Amazon, on Amazon Prime, because this movie's actually available there for some reason, when usually it isn't. It says iPhone like the device.
Oh, does it really?
When it's really like iPhone. Yeah.
I will give him this. VR is a thing that exists in 2021, but not like...
You don't surf the net on it.
Yeah, I don't know why people thought that that's what we would use VR for. Like, oh, we could browse the web. And I'm like, this seems a lot slower and impractical when the mouse, you could just be like, click, click, click.
It was just the understanding of the internet. I mean, mind you, most people use mobile phones now. It doesn't, like, no one even uses a fucking mouse anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but surfing the net back then, like, a lot of people just saw, it was easier to, like, much because of Tron, you know, the movie Tron. A lot of people kind of considered the inside of computers to be like a city. It was easier to understand and electric going through. So you got shit like Reboot and Hackers. It looks like a giant city. Lawnmower Man has it. I love movies where they make, you know, fucking cyberspace look like a city. I mean, Futurama made a whole joke about it as well.
Yeah, I do like this whole like how like stupid it looks.
He's like, it's very active.
Yeah, if this movie was made today, that would be all holograms. Holograms would be showing up, but like Iron Man and stuff, he'd be like messing with holograms. But the most distracting thing is that it keeps playing like a car locking sound effect. It's like beep 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 beep, but it's like legit. Like I think my car makes the same goddamn sound.
And then the entire time that he's in cyberspace, the bad guys can track him.
Then the most accurate thing for 2021 happens. Keanu Reeves like tries to contact another guy, and the guy's like, no, I don't want to talk to you. And then Keanu Reeves tries to use the internet to destroy the guy's livelihood, which I think is the most accurate prediction this movie made, because today Lots of people are using the internet to try and destroy people's livelihoods. Like,
So Johnny's trying to cancel this guy.
he's trying to cancel him, and he does. They send like a virus after that guy.
Well, the whole thing is they track down Keanu Reeves at Bob's Computer World, even though he's using the stealth JL9, whatever.
Yeah.
They track him down and they send a virus after him to fuck him up and stop what he's doing. But the virus spreads to this other guy who I think's name is Strike.
I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who that actor is. His face
but
looks real weird.
because of Dina Meyer and because of the ghost in the machine, the woman that's been helping him.
Yeah, she shows up again. She's like, "You got to get out of here, Johnny."
They get out of there, but not before Diz gets a Harley Quinn style keychain grenade, and
Right, and she's like, "Mace, grenade, everything a girl needs." Like, what the fuck?
and blows the fucking place up
Yeah, she destroys the place.
and kills. Oh wait, I think Baldy dies there.
Oh,
Maybe.
we'll have to check the tape.
Because at the time, Yakuza guy, shitty Yakuza guy is out front.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, your guy couldn't find him in time. Ugh. They just drive away. And then you don't see him, like, for a while.
Yeah, but we see Takahashi again. Yeah, Katano, and he calls second build on the poster Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, it says Keanu Reeves and Dolph Lundgren. You're like, oh, is Dolph Lundgren in a lot of this movie? Nope.
He is barely in this movie. This is his last theatrical film before Expendables.
Yeah, then he started acting again, but...
Yeah, and good on him. He's like an Aquaman and stuff now. He's in a lot of shit.
Well, yeah, but he was also like, he knows like 20 languages, and he's like a trained chemist. He's like as a doctorate or some shit.
But in this, he is a long-haired priest and an assassin, and you have more information on this character.
They wanted to so the problem with this movie is the original book.
Yeah.
The muscle-bound person was the Dina Meyer Diz's character. And Johnny was just the courier, and he just needed help. But they had to make Keanu Reeves more of an action star, and it's to kick ass and stuff, and they wanted someone imposing for him to go again, so they put Dolph Lundgren in the movie because he was doing well at the time, you know, especially after like Rocky IV and all that stuff from a few years prior. But they didn't know what to do with him, and because this character wasn't in the book, they're like, religious street preacher? You know, and
but doesn't like the Japanese version of the movie, they give him way more.
The Japanese version. So the director, Robert Longo and William Gibson, they hate like he. I think for the 25th anniversary, which is last year, he wanted to recut the movie into like 40 or so minutes and make it black and white and make it how he wanted to, like the art house film it is, which I think would be fucking impossible. Yeah. But he wanted to do that, but I don't think it ever happened. But the Japanese, because they wanted Takeshi to have more of a role in it, they extended a lot of scenes, and by doing that they also extended the scenes of the street preacher because they have more conversations, I think, and it goes more into Takeshi's daughter and stuff, so they give him more screen time.
Yeah, that daughter thing is kind of glossed over after a certain point.
Yeah, and they even show him when he's like in front, like he has all these women at his church or whatever, and he's like nude and he's like doing a and they all have NAS and they like look up to him. He's trying to get the data in the head for some other nefarious purposes, but you don't know that happens because they cut it out of the movie.
Yeah, it's so stupid. What else is stupid is Johnny uses a payphone to call someone, and it's so funny. I think William Gibson has even pointed out like how him and other writers just totally did not predict cell phones at all.
Yeah,
like they all thought like they were still going to be using payphones in the future. But it's so weird because Star Trek had the comm device.
Yeah, and Star Trek Next Generation, it was just in the badge.
In Next Generation, yes.
Next Generation, yeah.
But in the other one, it was like a phone.
They just had
but it's weird that like more science fiction stuff didn't rip that off.
Even Demolition Man, they're using payphones in the movie.
Yeah, they do. Even though they have like pads, they have like iPads in that movie. Yeah. But I don't know why they didn't think that, because cell phones existed at that point.
There were some things where like you would just communicate, not telepathically, but you'd have something in your head, or like the phone's in your ear. Or
I don't know why they wouldn't, like, because cell phones existed. They had been around for a bit. They weren't good. They were gigantic. If you ever seen Wall Street, they're huge.
I assume you want to stay off the grid, and then with cellular, they can track your position and all that. Like later,
he's using a public payphone.
Yeah, but then you just walk away.
Yeah, I guess so.
If the device is in your head or on your hand, you're gonna get
the
tracked.
weirdest thing is that he's trying to like negotiate with the company. Like, I'll meet you if you spare me. But he's talking to a literal puppet. Like Takahashi is
voicing the guy.
But so is it a real guy or is it a program?
It's just a program.
Then why does it just go like, when
because
he's done?
his hand flops away, so the thing flops away. But it's weird because he knows the company's tracking him, trying to get the data out of his head. Maybe he doesn't know. I don't think at this point he knows where the data's from yet. But why would you trust those motherfuckers? Like,
No.
they're hanging out with the Yakuza.
And Diz, she doesn't want him to trust him. She's like, we got to go see Henry Rollins instead. But then she has like a seizure.
Yeah, we got to go see Spider.
Spider. So Keanu like brings her to Spider.
Yeah.
And Henry Rollins just goes on a rant about how technology is ruining mankind.
Well, he's saying that, how did they get NAS? It's because of all the shit everywhere, all the interference from all the cameras and lights and technology and the things you can't live
Oh, no.
without.
Are we going to get NAS?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's really low level radiation. It's actually not a problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they want you to think.
Exactly. But mind you, in the future, they're beaming microwaves back and forth to each other. Who fucking knows?
I get what you're saying, Justin. Don't trust 5G. Got it.
So, but he goes on a rant, much like what's his nuts in Demolition Man.
Yeah, like Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary. Although Dennis Leary's rant was better and made more sense.
Yeah, this movie's like the diet Demolition Man.
Yeah, because Henry Rollins can't bitch about technology and all this shit and then willingly put enhancements in people.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing is Henry Rollins from this movie is pretty much his name's Vincent. What the hell is it? The Ripper Doc from Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, why not just put Henry Rollins in the fucking game? If you're stop stealing shit from fucking Johnny Mnemonic. And
it would probably cost a lot less than Keanu Reeves.
And then they
honest.
took Johnny Mnemonic and made him Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah.
And what's the deal with fucking Keanu Reeves always be named Jack or John? You have John
that's
Wick,
weird.
John Constantine, asshole. You have Johnny Utah. Mm-hmm. He's always fucking John or Jack.
Well, not in Bill and Ted.
Well, not in Bill and Ted.
And then in The Matrix, I think his name is Thomas Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
Or he's a Jack and Speed. Jack and John are like the same.
Yeah.
But he's always, because John's like a normal name, I guess.
Yeah. And so Takahashi finds out that the ghost lady was actually an employee or like an executive.
She started Pharmacom.
Yes.
In
and
Switzerland.
She died 5 years prior, but her consciousness was uploaded to the computers.
Yes.
And did the company kill her or?
I think she was dying of a disease or something.
Okay.
But they did that. But they're trying to kill her now.
Because she's now a problem. And while that's happening, Dolph interrogates a guy who was someone we met earlier in the movie.
The bartender.
Watching it now, I was like, oh, that is the bartender.
Your friendly bartender.
Your friendly bartender. Oh, God. YouTube search Battlefield Earth.
I love Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth is pretty funny.
Especially the book.
But yeah, he tortures the bartender from earlier in the movie, and he like puts his hand in liquid nitrogen.
Yeah,
and then
whatever it is.
Smashes it.
Yeah.
Which liquid nitrogen, that's kind of like sort of a myth. It wouldn't crystallize your hand and shatter.
It would, but not that quickly.
You would have to leave it in for a while.
But you don't know. That might be mega cyber.
That's true. That's true.
Like liquid nitrogen.
But yeah, he basically just like spills his guts, I think, about everything.
And that was a good body horror scene when he smashes the thing, but they don't linger on it too long.
Yeah. I have in my notes here, Henry Rollins is terrible in this. When you're being out-acted by early 90s Keanu and Dina Meyer, you're doing it wrong.
And I also can't stop looking at the back of his fucking head because he has like a white spot in his hair.
Right.
But yeah, so now
he's trying. Dolph
Lundgren, the street preacher, which I think that's what they call him, knows where they are and goes after them.
Yeah, and Ice-T gives you a whole backstory on him briefly.
Yeah, like
he's like, he's a street preacher. He's got a lot of robot bones. Let's not interact with him because this was probably filmed later on to justify this character.
That was a super monologue. Yeah, you find out the street preacher, because the low-tech guys are surveilling him, is all cybernetic underneath of him.
Yeah.
He's an asshole. And he's walking down the street, and the good guys run him over in a big van.
Yes, they do. They do on their way to that like hospital.
And that's because the studio, they wanted to put Keanu Reeves in a van for the trailer and stuff because it's like Speed.
Because it does look like Speed, the way he's standing and everything.
They're driving down the road, like they're leaving to go to meet Dr. Allcome. Well, we didn't talk about Dr. Allcome.
Right. They wanted to meet this doctor.
So the person where they faxed the information, fax is FAX, right?
Yes.
You know what it stands for?
What does it stand for?
Nothing. Facsimile.
Okay.
Copy. But they shorten it to fax.
That makes sense to me.
There you go. So they faxed the code to Newark. to a Dr. Allcome at a 24-hour fax place, and you find that out at Bob's Computer World.
Right.
And they're going to go visit Dr. Allcome because Spider knows him. And that's where they're driving to now.
Yes.
And that's when they see the street preacher, and they decide to... They're like, oh, watch out. And instead of braking, he hits the gas.
Yeah, he speeds up.
Because he knows who he is. And he just hits the motherfucker. And he gets up like, oh, fuck.
So they never meet Dr. Allcom, right?
No. Because when they get to the hospital, which I think it's in Toronto. The actual, it's like
it was like a train station.
Station in Toronto. Where they filmed it. This is in Newark, of course.
It's like an underground hospital where everyone has NAS.
Yeah, and they're trying to fix everyone. And the information in Keanu Reeves' head is the cure for NAS. And Farcom's trying to get it because they need to suppress that so they can keep selling their drugs and being.
Yeah, and Henry Rollins is ready to just kill Keanu. He's like, I'm going to take it out. You might not be able to walk again or remember things after 3 minutes, but like, we'll have the cure. And Keanu's like, whoa, calm down.
Because this cure is going to save
everyone.
Diz and everyone. And Dr. Allcome, which I thought was kind of cool, is it's a fake pseudonym. It's like, it's something that you say over the radio at a hospital, like, oh, Dr. Allcome to the entrance or whatever, so all the doctors come.
Right.
All the doctors coom. Doctors all coom, I guess.
So just magically while this conversation's happening,
when he finds out the cure's in there,
and they're debating what to do. Dolph Lundgren shows up about how he wants the cure. So he must have been on the other side of that tarp listening very quietly.
So even though he was just run over by a van, he walks in, and I guess he's listening on the other side of the tarp. Oh, a cure? I'll get it. Because they cut out the scene that's in the Japanese version of the movie where he's like, oh, I can use the cure for my own flock, and if I have the control of it, I'll become the greatest thing in the world, and I can keep putting crazy implants in myself to become, God's salvation or whatever. Yeah, but that's a cool fucking thing.
But they cut it all out. So now it just looks like he was listening quietly and then just wants the cure.
And that's why he's number 2 on the poster.
He's number 2. I can't stress enough. Like, Ice-T should be Dina Meyer and Ice-T should be number 2 on the poster. Not fucking Dolph. So Dolph kills Henry Rollins.
Yeah, he keeps crucifying people.
Yeah, he straight up crucifies him.
He does that a lot.
Which is pretty brutal.
And if he just killed people, later in the movie, he should just start killing people because it would have probably been worked out for him. But he's too, it's like The Incredibles. He's monologuing too much.
So Johnny gets some advice from Robot Ghost Lady, and then he goes to meet Ice-T's people because they have to meet someone called Jones.
Yeah, they got to. Yeah, so
Henry Rollins is like, Jones can help you.
You got to meet Jones, and even Dolph Lundgren's like, who's this Jones? Who's this Jones? And I guess clearly, he spills the beans to him as well. He has a way with people.
Yeah, people are really just giving him all that information.
Dolph
no one's willing to take that information to their grave.
Very trustable. Yeah, so they go to heaven.
Yes.
In the bridge.
Where, what's his
Which has no security system whatsoever.
No, their security is awful.
It's just guys looking.
And they drop cars that are full of explosives.
They do
it on accident, which upsets Keanu and has him go on a monologue.
I've had it with them! I've had it with you! I've had it with all this! I want room service!
Which is probably why he got a golden Razzie for this fucking movie.
He is pretty terrible in this movie.
And by the way, this movie, I think it currently has a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And just
I don't think it deserves that, by the way.
Just a reminder, when we shit on actors, I want to remind everyone that me and you were in Thugs versus Dinosaurs.
Yes.
And we only shit on shitty acting because we know firsthand what it's like to be a shitty actor.
I was the fucking clown in the Spawn AVGN episode. I was not Spawn. I was fucking I was the clown. Yeah.
Well, you were good in that.
Yeah.
We weren't good in this. Just like Keanu Reeves is good in other things, but he's not good in this.
Yeah, but I didn't get a golden Razzie for my work in Thugs versus Dinosaurs.
But one day I believe in
Which is on Amazon Prime, much like
on Amazon Prime, do a double feature.
Johnny Mnemonic and Thugs versus Dinosaurs. Yeah, so he goes off in his Razzie Award-winning rant.
But Ice-T takes him in, and then we meet Jones.
Well, yeah, because Ice-T comes down on his little lift.
his little lift.
And he's like, where's Spider? Oh, he's dead. He's like, oh, in the truck? Did my guys kill Spider? Fuck. Yeah, they bring him up, and he goes to meet Jones.
Who is a dolphin.
is a dolphin.
A puppet of a dolphin.
He is a Navy sailor, thank you.
Yes.
He fought for this country.
Yes, thank you for your service, dolphin.
Yeah, because I guess the thing at the time is the U.S. Navy loves fucking with dolphins.
Dolphins are kind of assholes.
They are kind of assholes,
Yeah.
and they are. Yeah, I know all the things about dolphins.
Yes.
I learned everything I need to know from that King of the Hill episode. Or what was that website? There was like a dolphin sex website.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think I saw Justin Wang talking
Yeah,
about that.
I didn't visit that website.
But anyway, regardless. Oh, but speaking of websites,
Yeah.
this was one of the first movie websites. Of all
Yeah, it
time.
had like a viral thing.
Yeah, because I forgot what the first one was. It was in '94, I think, and Space Jam as well. But this, like, you need to show this website because it's fucking awesome.
I know hackers had a website and then it got hacked.
Oh,
I remember reading about that.
yeah. But anyway, I want to talk about the plight of the dolphin
Okay.
because the ships, the chemicals, they're putting them in food, the tuna cans, not good. But the sonars and all that stuff fuck with them. So they were just doing experiments in like the 80s and 90s, just fucking with dolphins and that, and they were going crazy. So in this case, they took, because dolphins are really smart, they put all the cybernetic shit into a dolphin. It's much like Echo the dolphin, right?
Right.
So that he could be a ice breaking whatever, and he'd go up to enemy submarines and hack them.
Yeah.
And then leave with the data. So he's kind of like Johnny Mnemonic.
But now he's in a tank, which you're not supposed to put dolphins in a tiny tank where they can't like swim around. That's like not healthy
yeah,
for them.
like that.
But he can shoot radio waves.
You know what's fucked up about that?
Yeah.
There's a giant river right below him.
That is pretty fucked up.
They couldn't
pretty mean now.
Where they keep dropping dummies into, by the way.
But I like that he can shoot like radio waves at people. Like he almost tries to kill like Keanu at one point.
He like freezes them.
Yeah. So they start to download the cure from Keanu's brain. They tried to do it earlier, but it didn't work. So they have this new machine, and Jones can do it. But the Yakuza attack.
Yeah, and you figured the Yakuza. Oh yeah, and Takeshi's also on his way.
Takeshi is also
because he doesn't think that the Yakuza guy can do it. Yeah. But the Yakuza guy shows up. You haven't seen him since the store, I think. No. He shows up in 3 fucking regular cars, not even like a military thing. And everyone looks like the cops in RoboCop, and you have a girl carrying this giant bazooka.
Yes, which we have in the other room.
Yeah, we'll grab that for later.
Yeah, so they're attacking, and then they shoot like their grappling
hooks, and they go up super slow.
They go up super slow, and it's like, why wouldn't you edit that to look faster? Like Batman did it. Yeah. Why didn't you do it like that?
And then they go up there and they kill the 2 guys who dropped the bug earlier.
Yes.
But then they also, and again, accidentally drop another car on one of the guys.
Yeah.
Which makes the girl freak out and start shooting the bazooka at the base.
Yes, and she gets an arrow to the mouth, doesn't she?
Later.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
She gets shot by Ice-T later.
Yeah, that was like needlessly, for like this kind of movie, I'm like, that's pretty violent.
And speaking of which, I'm pretty sure those rocket launchers are one fire only. They're disposable.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, we have one. We could test it out.
So that's a fucking lie. But anyway, yeah, so when they blow up, Keanu Reeves gets knocked out of the chair, and they have to like start over, but then the low-techs are fighting the Corpo Yakuza scum. Here's what happens.
Yes.
The low-tech in their super maximum security fortress place, a bunch of one of their friends rides up with the cure for the thing they fucking want, and no one knows he's there. There's no doorbell. There's nothing. And they almost, if Spider was in the van, they would have killed him there. Takeshi lands on the roof in a fucking helicopter, and no one notices.
Yeah, no one notices that. You're right. Oh my God.
And a bunch of assholes rappel up with their fucking slow-ass Batman thing, and no one gives a shit until they start shooting the place with a rocket launcher. These are the worst.
How have they not been taken over yet?
And all you have to do is look. Like, you should be looking all the time. They are so fucking shitty. And they have Jones. They have... you find out it's like a Max Headroom situation where they're, like, broadcasting...
Right.
Like, they've been... Like, because you see in the beginning of the movie in the Beijing hotel, this is, like, the information center for the Resistance. Mm-hmm. And they just don't give a shit.
Yeah, yeah. I do love when Johnny goes into the computer and it's like Lawnmower Man. It looks a lot like Lawnmower Man.
He has to go inside and try and find the other passwords. Mm-hmm. But, it's too hard. So he has to hack his own brain.
Right. And the passwords are like, it's like an anime still.
Yeah.
something else, and then the third one is Ghost Lady.
Ghost Lady, but you find out that later.
Yeah, you find that out later.
Yeah, so Takeshi shows up, and he's pissed off. Ghost Lady tries talking to him. He's like slicing through shit. He has a samurai sword and a pistol.
Yeah, I thought that was odd.
And Dina Meyer has to like slow roll away from getting shot. And I guess she's like, hey, by the way, this has the cure to NAS. The Pharmacom was tricking you.
She's a hologram. A tube TV is projecting the hologram, which I don't even know how that happens.
80 tube TVs in an upside down pyramid.
Right, gotcha. That was cool set design, but yeah.
Yeah. And they should have just shot the fish.
Yeah, I don't know why
and
they
Johnny
didn't just...
calls him a fish, which is rude. He's a mammal.
He's a mammal. They point him out on that.
Yeah.
Kind of a schlocky ending with cutting the guy's head off, him getting Takahashi getting
Well, the problem
injured.
is there's 3 different bad guy endings because Takahashi gets killed by Shinji. Shinji gets killed because his head comes off because of his own stupid finger mono wire.
Yeah, and he turns into a dummy.
And then he falls in the water and turns into a dummy, much like Toad in the beginning of the movie.
Right.
And much like another scene later.
Yes.
But I guess everyone's allowed just to come up in this fucking base because Dolph Lundgren showed up.
Yes.
How did he get up there?
I don't fucking know.
He doesn't have a helicopter.
He climbed. His robot implants helped him climb.
So he climbed up there, and now they have to fight him as well.
Yes. Because the movie has so many bad guys.
And I forgot what order it happened in, but they haven't hacked his brain yet, right?
No.
Yeah,
I have it here.
Because Takeshi cut the power to the thing.
Right. But Takeshi also survives long enough to give Johnny the rest of the codes.
Yeah, so he has all the code. They got to hack his brain, but not before they have to kill Dolph Lundgren's character.
Yeah, and then it's funny you said it's like they wanted someone for Keanu to fight, but it's like Dina Meyer and the Dolphin that take him out.
Yeah, they point the radio wave electromagnetic microwave dish at Dolph Lundgren, which sets him on fire.
That's a real thing that happens. A woman and a dolphin shoot radio waves at a cyborg until he blows up.
A cyborg preacher.
Cyborg preacher until he blows up. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
Yeah.
Listen up, world. This is the last blast from Low Tech World Headquarters. And believe this, we're going out with a bang, baby. So get your VCRs ready, because we got what you need.
Yeah, and then they use the dolphin and Keanu and the code to hack his own brain.
Yes.
And not only get all the information out, which then gets transmitted to the world.
Yeah, Ice-T says, get your VCRs ready, because we're all using VCRs in 2021.
Yeah, they wideband to the net.
Yes, to the net.
And download to your they should have said like video disc or something. And they do that, and I guess he gets all his memories back because you see flashbacks of him at 7 years old. He got a cake. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, they
Dude, I don't fucking remember when I was 7.
No. But yeah, they broadcast the cure to the world, and I guess taking down Pharmacom means they blow up the tower. Like, the tower just blows up.
Yeah, Ice-T looks out the window of heaven, and Pharmacom exploded almost like the end of Fight Club.
Yeah.
And it's like, who blew that up?
I guess crashing their computers blew it up? I don't know.
Did the ghost... Yeah, because the ghost lady just gets deleted by their hackers finally. Yeah. She's dead.
I don't know why it blows up.
And then the building blows up, but Takeshi didn't set like a bomb. He wasn't like, got him, but why would he... It just blows up.
No, yeah, it's so stupid.
Maybe people got so mad at...
I just think whatever he did in the computer triggered something. That's all I can think of. But what I do know for sure is that the blue screen was awful. It looks worse than the blue screen in Devil's Advocate, another Keanu Reeves movie.
Speaking of blue, they show like a wide shot of the Earth when they're beaming the signal.
Oh, with the horrible, like, this is the same year GoldenEye came out. The satellite looks so bad.
Yeah, and the Earth looks like shit.
Oh, it looks so terrible. But the movie does have a nice fake out ending where the corpse of Dolph Lundgren like starts to get up.
Yeah.
But it's really just Ice-T's men picking him up to throw him out the bridge and into the water. Yeah, and then the movie ends. It sucks. It's very mediocre.
I loved this movie growing up because it was like baby's first Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I liked a lot of the things going on
There's
in it.
interesting ideas. There's interesting set design, but it's missing something.
Yeah, that's why I understand if he wants to cut it shorter to be 45 minutes. But I also understand remaking it.
I still can't believe Keanu Reeves accepted The Matrix after doing this movie.
Oh, because he did it's like the same movie.
Yeah, like if I read the script for The Matrix, I would have been like, I already did this. I already did the plug in my head.
Yeah, the bombed and
I already did this. It's weird that he accepted it. But yeah, I had not seen this. I don't know if I've seen this before. I'm sure I have, but I didn't remember anything until I watched it recently, and it was There's some good moments that are kind of funny, but it's mostly just forgettable.
I did like it opens with a KMFDM song. There's a lot of industrial music in this, and then Henry Rollins bands like punk.
Yeah, I think I would have liked it more if like it had more weird shit like the cybernetic priest and the dolphin, but that doesn't come until way later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very forgettable.
Yeah, even the score. Like I was bringing up the music earlier. Yeah. The score was done by Brad Fidel,
who did Terminator.
Terminator 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And a few other things.
And it's forgettable.
And it's awful.
Yeah.
No offense to them, but
yeah.
I guess the only other thing I want to bring up is we weren't sure about how much memory he 360.
Right, because the 320 gigs.
Because I looked it up because he was like 320 gigabytes. What do you got in there? The Library of Congress?
Yeah.
Because he said
Justin did some serious math on this.
Yeah, so that's, well, not serious, but so I was like, I wonder how big the Library of Congress's data reserves are, because it's not a public knowledge. But they estimated it to be like, in 2012, it was 2 petabytes.
Okay.
I'm estimating in 2021 it is 10 petabytes.
Okay.
Based on how much information and upscaling and 4K
They have
movies.
Shrek in there now.
They do have Shrek in the Library of Congress. That is correct. And I was looking at it, and I was like 360 gigabytes. And I don't know, not sure you know how big a petabyte is. I have it right here.
Okay.
But so basically, the human brain, I found out, can hold 2.5 petabytes.
Okay.
If you convert binary to neural 4.7 fucking neurons, whatever the hell that is. So that means 5 people, maybe not us, can hold the entire Library of Congress's data in our heads.
Okay.
Which is way more than 320 gigabytes. Because 2.5 petabytes is 2,500 terabytes, which is 2.5 million gigabytes. So the human brain can hold 2.5 million gigabytes, but homie's rolling around with a 160 gig.
Because they didn't know what gigabytes were. I feel like they
understand.
didn't have an idea of what gigabytes were.
But I do understand why you want a wet work courier, because it's more secretive. And
yeah.
So I appreciate the concept of the movie.
Yeah. Is it better than the Cyberpunk game?
The Cyberpunk game had a lot of good stuff going for it, but this is, but I will say I'll probably watch Johnny Mnemonic again, where I probably won't play Cyberpunk again. Let me see if there's anything from this I can point at.
Oh, there's some weird stuff here. Right. Hold on. Life is different in the 21st century, but dying is still the same.
What?
Johnny Mnemonic was the second story by William Gibson. Holy shit, look at that. It's like gigantic.
That's awesome.
Why was she in a white, like naked thing?
She was in the
hospital.
The It's Spider's outfit.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she had to wear a sheet because they took off her chainmail.
I like the scene selections. You have to hold it this way. So Johnny Mnemonic, there it is.
It is a, what the fuck did that guy call it?
It is a pulse-pounding cyber slam.
A pulse-pounding cyber slam.
Yes.
I did like Cyber Sled for the PlayStation, but that's another thing.
Yes. Well, Justin, thank you for coming to the future to review this movie from the past with me.
Yes.
It was really great. What do you think of this show where I review movies with friends in a video store?
It's great.
Yes, it's very original, right?
On the set that I pretty much built, on the microphones that I got for you.
Yeah. And the format of the show is pretty good and very original, huh?
And all the format and the graphics package I had made for you.
Yeah. Hey, remember when we shot that commercial years ago and I made a joke about Square Painter being very lazy, and then you stole that joke and everyone thought you came up with it and you kept calling me Lazy Tony? Well, karma came back, and now I stole your idea.
That's right. Lazy Justin.
All you had to do was not call me Lazy Justin.
I'm still going to call you Lazy.
God damn it. All right, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll be back next week with some other wonderful movie.
I don't know the fucking schedule, man.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.
Talking about tapes.